January 1933, the Nazis gained power over Germany because they believed they were racially superior. This was the beginning of the Holocaust. The word Holocaust means sacrifice by fire. During this time, the Nazis targeted gypsies, the disabled, Slavs, and those with differing ideas on politics and behavior. The Nazis basically tortured those who did not fit the social norm by sending them to concentration or death camps. Prisoners in concentration camps had bad living conditions. They were treated very poorly and unfairly. They ate soup and bread daily. Each prisoner would consume 600 to 800 calories per day. Prisoners got more liquid than food. The SS gave them water, coffee, and soup, thus shrinking their stomachs but keeping them moving. In some concentration camps, people starved for days. Typically, prisoners had no more than 2 meals a day. The sleeping conditions were not any better. 12 people slept in a row very tightly, making it very hard to move at night. The Nazis murdered millions during World War II. There were several ways to execute camp inmates. Poisonous gas chambers. Sometimes in the chambers there were so many people that when inmates died, there wasn't even enough room for the corpses to fit. It was a very effective way to kill a mass amount of people. Shootings. Shooting prisoners was a simple but effective way to kill the prisoner. Exhaustion. Exhaustion was common because of the intense, demanding physical labor. Starvation occurred because of the blatant lack of nutritious food with a combination of hard work. Each of these methods of killing prisoners were very different but very lethal. Millions of people died and were killed in the Holocaust, but some escaped the wrath of the Nazis with the help of regular people who saw what happened and knew it was wrong. Raoul Wallenberg led one of the most extensive and successful rescue efforts. He was born in Sweden in 1942 and was always sensitive to brutality and cruelness. By establishing hospitals, nurseries, soup kitchens, and more than 30 safe houses, he saved tens of thousands of people. Also, he distributed certificates of protection, which helped people enter safe houses and other places he created just for hiding the Jews. Another incredible person was Marion von Binsbergen-Pritcher. She was born in 1920 in Holland, and at a young age she was taught to have tolerance towards other people's differences. Once she heard about the extreme horror the Jews were going through, she decided to help. She started out by housing a couple people, but slowly she started helping many others by providing Jews with fake identity papers, food, clothing, and medical care. To hide people, she would put them in old, unused apartments, and in some cases, she would put them under floorboards. When Nazis would come and try to look for escaped Jews, and if they almost found someone, she would just kill them to protect the people. Marian Fry was born in New York City, and when he witnessed Jews being tormented and killed in a restaurant, he decided to take action. He developed secret escape routes and formed a group of people to help Jews get to safety. In the end, he saved over 200 lives. Before he died in 1967, he received an award from the French government honoring his courage and willingness to go in and save all those lives. The Germans moved inmates from camp to camp. The prisoners were either put in trains or did forced marches. They did this as an attempt to prevent the liberation of Jews. The Nazis tried to hide the evidence of mass murders. They tried to hide it by burning down and destroying the camps. May 7, 1945 was the day that the Germans surrendered. The last Nazi camp closed in 1957. When the Soviet forces liberated the prisoners, many of them were suffering from disease and starvation. The Soviet Union found thousands of women's outfits and 14,000 pounds of human hair. Many of the surviving prisoners could barely move because they were so weak. After the Jews were liberated, many of them fled to the U.S., and around 700,000 went to Israel.